it is kind of crazy to look back on it and think that you have Yo Gotti, who's traditionally always been pretty tight-lipped, pretty quiet about beef and everything, and then all of a sudden he's got this new artist who is just acting a fool, doing all the craziest shit, pulling up to people's neighborhoods, making Instagram videos, etc. All this stuff that you don't see anybody associated with CMG doing that stuff. You don't really see a lot of rappers besides, like, you know, more underground guys doing that type of shit in general these days, just because I think people are a little bit more aware of how much the cops are watching them on social media and everything. But
Yo Gotti just lit a dangerous fire in Memphis, and it's burning inside his own camp. The city's buzzing with tension right now, and the whole hip-hop world can feel it. Behind CMG's success and flashy wins, there's been silent beef building up, and now it's exploding in the wildest way. What's going down inside one of Memphis's most powerful squads is darker and messier than anyone thought, and it's finally all coming to light. Memphis is shaking, fam.
Hey, that big head down syndrome looking hate on everybody from the city that gets some real money. You start out hating on 3-6, nigga, and they were having Oscars and you had to hate because you were broke, nigga. That's the only way you can get attention, boy. You were broke, boy. Now you hating on Dolph, nigga. You were.
This ain't no ordinary label drama. This is about loyalty getting tested, betrayal cutting deep, and how fast love can flip to hate when egos collide. Things are getting real out here, and every move Yo Gotti or his crew makes is setting off major waves. Now listen, social media has been going crazy. Everybody's talking about how Blac Youngsta suddenly dropped CMG from his bio and started yelling, "I'm independent." People are throwing out wild theories, trying to piece together what really went down. But forget the noise. We're cutting straight through the rumors to the raw truth. This situation ain't just about contracts. It's personal, and it's way deeper than what most people can see online.
Hey, man, if I was your boy, I'd be mad at me too, man. Why you mad at me? Because your don't fake watch busters and you had to fake it till you make it, bitch. And I came in the game rocking real ice, driving coupes and
Just a few days ago, everything changed for the CMG family. Blac Youngsta, the same artist who once rode the hardest for Yo Gotti, the same one who stood strong through the whole young Dolph situation, shocked everybody. Out of nowhere, he went solo and started sending out cryptic shots that had the streets buzzing. His post got everybody whispering, "What's really going on between him and Gotti?" And then came Yo Gotti's response. And that's when the streets went silent for a second, waiting to see what happens next.
Right now, cuz. We in Castain right now, cuz. What Dolph at, cuz? Where he at, cuz? Where he at? Where he at right now? Where he at? Where he at? Where he at?
That's the spark that blew the whole situation wide open. And hold up, don't get it twisted. This ain't just another artist leaving a label or chasing clout. This is personal. We're talking about two men who were like brothers, who built an empire from the ground up, who stood shoulder to shoulder against real enemies. But here's where it gets spicy. When the common enemy disappears, sometimes the crew starts turning on each other. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. See, every single year, Blac Youngsta makes headlines for the same move, taking CMG out of his bio and claiming he's independent. It's almost like a yearly ritual. Last year, he even did it right before Yo Gotti's birthday, then still pulled up to the party like nothing happened. But this time, this time hits different. The energy feels darker, heavier, like there's real smoke in the air. The posts he's been dropping lately aren't just about going solo or switching labels. Nah, these are messages about respect, loyalty, and exposing fake love. Youngsta hit social media with some words that had everybody's jaw dropping. He said,
"Hey, nigga, we can't stay right now, nigga.
Play with me. I'm gonna take away everything that came out your mama. I swear to God, all my brothers dead, so why not? The house gonna send this upside down about me, dead or alive, but I stand on my own 10. That's why I'm respectful and respected everywhere I go." That's some heavy talk right there. Straight pain and power in every line. He's basically saying he's got nothing left to lose, because everyone he truly cared about is already gone. That's raw emotion, and you can feel it all over his words. But here's where things get even deeper. This ain't just an emotional outburst. Not at all. Right after that, Blac Youngsta dropped another post, and this one, it was clearly aimed straight at Yo Gotti. The tension just hit a whole new level. Then came the line that made the internet explode. Blac Youngsta said, "These dudes CB4 and they still misleading the youth like they some type of mob bosses. Bro, I'm going to bed right now and it's 11 a.m. I'm sick of these dudes and I'm gonna lead by example." That statement hit like a bomb. In hip hop, calling someone CB4 is straight up disrespect, one of the biggest insults you can throw. For anyone who doesn't know, CB4 was a classic movie about fake rappers pretending to be gangsters. So what Youngsta was really saying is that Yo Gotti's been acting, fronting like a real mob boss, when in his eyes, he's not really built like that. That's a major shot, especially since Gotti has always presented himself as the boss, the one who runs things in Memphis. Here's what makes it even wilder. Yo Gotti's entire image, his whole brand is built around that mob boss identity. His name itself comes from John Gotti, the infamous Italian mafia boss of the Gambino family. In countless interviews and tracks, Yo Gotti's made it clear he's inspired by real-life mob legends. He built his whole CMG empire around that vibe. So when Blac Youngsta said that, it wasn't just trash talk, it was a direct hit to Gotti's core identity. But it didn't stop there. Youngsta followed up with another shot that made everyone stop scrolling for a second. He said, "I blame the fake OGs, the fake big homies, the fake big brothers, the fake CEOs, the fake teachers, the fake people in your life not telling you right from wrong. All those titles." That line shook the whole scene because in the past, Blac Youngsta used to call Yo Gotti all of those names. OG, big homie, big brother, CEO. So there's no confusion about who that message was aimed at. He wasn't throwing random shots. He was calling out the man who once guided his whole career, and the streets haven't stopped talking since. Here's where things really take a turn. Yo Gotti didn't just sit back and let the shots fly. Nah. He clapped back, but in the smoothest, most calculated way possible. He dropped 3 photos of himself on Instagram with the caption, "Nothing bigger, unbreakable," and then played Jay-Z's legendary Dynasty intro. That move had everyone watching like, oh, this man's sending a message. See, when it comes to Gotti, nothing he posts is random. Every move he makes is planned. And that Jay-Z track he used, it wasn't just a vibe, it was strategy. One of the first lines that stands out in that song is, "The theme song to The Sopranos, playing the key of life on my mental piano." If you know, you know. The Sopranos is all about mob power, family loyalty, and betrayal. So that line alone was Gotti's slick response to Blac Youngsta calling him CB4 and claiming he's just pretending to be a boss. By using that intro, Gotti was basically saying, yeah, I am the boss, and I'm untouchable. He's doubling down on his mob boss image, showing he's not backing down or folding under pressure. But the real hit came from another Jay-Z bar. "Clap whoever stand between Sean and Figures." Let that one sink in. That lyric carries heavy energy. It's basically saying, anybody who stands between me and my money gets moved out the way. And when Gotti posted that, people instantly caught the hint. If Blac Youngsta's moves start messing with the CMG brand or Gotti's paper, then Gotti's ready to defend his empire by any means necessary. Now the big question echoing all over social media is, why now? After all these years of loyalty, success, and silent tension, what made this whole thing finally explode? Something deeper must have snapped, and the streets are dying to know what really pushed it over the edge. And here's where the story takes a wild twist, because this whole mess might be tied to the young Dolph case. Recently, Hernandez Govan, the man prosecutors called the mastermind behind Dolph's murder, was found not guilty and walked out free. That verdict flipped the whole scene upside down. It shifted the energy in Memphis and made old wounds bleed all over again. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Blac Youngsta's name has always been linked to that beef. Out of everyone, he was the most vocal when it came to dissing young Dolph. Even after Dolph's death, Youngsta didn't back down. Just days after the tragedy, he performed Shake Some at a Dallas nightclub, a song known to take shots at Dolph. Then, not long after, he filmed a music video in what looked like a graveyard, rapping in front of a tombstone that said Thornton, which was Dolph's real last name. That move sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. Fans were furious, the internet exploded, and people started questioning how far Youngsta was willing to go. But he stood firm and said, I'm the type of dude who ain't never sat back and looked for nobody to feel sorry for me. I come from the heart of South Memphis where you get no sympathy. That statement showed he wasn't about to apologize or switch up, no matter how deep the backlash got. But here's where it gets real deep. After Dolph's death, rumors started spreading that tension began building between Youngsta and Yo Gotti. Word around the streets was that Gotti, or even the CMG Camp, wanted Youngsta to stop disrespecting Dolph publicly after he passed. And that wasn't about fear, it was about business. Everyone knew how loved young Dolph was, not just in Memphis, but across the whole game. So when Blac Youngsta kept trolling after Dolph's death, it put Yo Gotti and CMG in a bad spotlight. The label's name started getting dragged into the murder case nonstop. Gotti's own brother, Big Jook, even got picked up and questioned during the investigation, and CMG's name came up several times in court talk. So for Gotti, every time Youngsta brought up Dolph, it was hurting the brand, stirring the streets, and putting CMG deeper into a situation they were trying to move past. That's when things really started breaking apart behind the scenes. Because in this game, bad press can turn deadly fast. Once that common enemy disappears, the real cracks start to show. And that's exactly what's happening right now. In this story, that common enemy was young Dolph. And now that he's gone, it feels like the crew that once stood united under CMG is turning on itself. The energy between Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti is tense, and the streets can feel it. We already saw the first signs of this during the Dolph trial. Cornelius Smith, one of the men accused of being part of the hit, ended up flipping and became the prosecution's star witness. In court, he claimed that it was Big Jook, Yo Gotti's own brother, who allegedly offered a $100,000 bounty on Dolph's head. That statement shocked everybody. It was a clear example of how loyalty can crumble when pressure hits. But this situation goes way deeper than two rappers throwing shots online. This is about power, control, and freedom.
Out of control.
When an artist starts feeling like they're being silenced or controlled by the very person who helped build their career, that's when chaos starts brewing. Blac Youngsta actually admitted years ago that he and Gotti didn't always see eye to eye.
He had his own
In an
vision,
interview,
his own
he said they bump heads all the time because Gotti thinks he moves too wild, too unpredictable. And he wasn't lying. Youngsta even dropped a project under CMG called Young and Reckless. That title alone said it all. It perfectly described their dynamic. The calm, business-minded boss versus the bold, street-raised risk-taker. But the real fear now is how far this tension might go. Because if this situation keeps heating up, it could turn dangerous real fast. Yo Gotti moves like a chess player, strategic, patient, and well-connected. He's got influence, resources, and people in high places, which makes him powerful even from a distance. Blac Youngsta, on the other hand, has always been the wild card, emotional, unpredictable, and unfiltered. If things between them ever turned into a real war, it wouldn't just be about music or pride anymore. It could drag in families, friends, and entire teams. And in Memphis, when loyalty breaks down, history shows it can get deadly real quick. Blac Youngsta better move smart, because Yo Gotti isn't just some street boss anymore. He's operating on a whole different level now. Gotti's got power that stretches far beyond Memphis and the block. When someone like him moves, it's not just through the streets, it's through connections, business ties, and influence that reach deep. That's why people are whispering that if Gotti really wanted to, it wouldn't be hard for him to make life tough for Youngsta. Whether that means getting him caught up legally or blindsided by someone they both know. That's that mob-style way of handling things. Silent but deadly. The streets can't stop comparing this situation to the same kind of tension that sparked the young Dolph beef years ago. Let's rewind it back. Around 2012, when Dolph was coming up heavy in Memphis, Yo Gotti supposedly reached out and tried to bring him under the CMG umbrella. But Dolph said no. He wanted to stay independent and build his own empire. That's when things started getting shaky between them. According to Dolph, Gotti tried to convince him by dissing his own artists during the pitch, saying they weren't really that hot and that Dolph was different. But Dolph didn't like that energy at all. He felt like Gotti was willing to throw his team under the bus just to recruit him, and that moment planted the seed for years of tension between them. Now fast forward to today, and it's almost like history is repeating itself with Blac Youngsta. He's been talking about fake love, fake loyalty, and people pretending for too long. He recently posted, "I'm cool with standing alone. I'm cool with the fact that I put trust in the wrong people a few times. I wash my hands, no more making it look good. We either cool or we not." That's not just frustration, that's betrayal talk. You can feel the pain in every word. That's a man realizing the people he thought were solid might have been smiling in his face while
22 rounds into Dolph and peeled off in the stolen Mercedes. Smith says they hopped straight on FaceTime, the biggest shootouts the city had ever seen. Dolph walked away without a scratch only because he just spent $500,000 armor plating the truck, dropped the bulletproof mixtape, and put a $100,000
When you mix that kind of heartbreak with the pain of losing every close brother he had, like he said himself, you get a man
You're
who
not
feels
just
like
burning
he's
a
got
bridge,
nothing left
you're
to lose.
declaring war.
And that type
And
of
in
person,
whole story,
that's the
whose
most
reaction
dangerous
or
one in
lack
any
of
game
one has
because they
also
stop
raised
caring about
eyebrows in the
consequences.
streets. While there
But
ain't
let's
no
keep it
verified
real. This whole thing isn't just about Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta anymore. It's way deeper than that. This is about loyalty, power, control, and what happens when the trust that built an empire starts crumbling from the inside. It's a perfect example of how the music industry, with all its fame, money, and pressure, can twist real bonds into full-blown wars. Once money mixes with ego and street loyalty clashes with label politics, even the strongest brotherhoods can fall apart. Every move, every post, every word said online carries weight now. And the consequences don't just fade away. They linger. And when you least expect it, they come back around. The real question everyone's asking right now is, can this situation be fixed before it turns deadly? Memphis has already seen too many legends taken too soon. Young Dolph, gone. Big Jook, gone. Youngsta's own brother, gone. How many more lives gotta be lost before the cycle finally breaks? For Yo Gotti, this moment is a test of his leadership. Can he step up, calm the storm, and bring peace to the CMG family he built from the ground up? Or will he let it play out and risk watching his empire fall apart from within? And for Blac Youngsta, this is about legacy, about how he'll be remembered when all's said and done. Will he be known as the one who stayed loyal no matter what? Or as the soldier who went to war with the very team that helped make him? The streets are watching, the culture is watching, and everybody's waiting to see what's the next move gonna be. Because in Memphis, when beef hits this level, it almost never ends with a handshake. It ends with heartbreak. History has proven it over and over again. And this situation between Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta feels like it's teetering on that same edge. The city's watching, the fans are watching, and the streets can feel the tension rising every single day. So tell me, what do you think about this whole situation? Can Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta find a way to squash it and bring peace back to the CMG family? Or has it already gone too far to fix? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I want to hear what the people think. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your people so everyone's in the loop. We're keeping it real and breaking down every update as this story keeps unfolding, so stay tuned. This is real street politics happening in real time, and we're here to cover every move. Stay safe out there, fam. And remember, loyalty is everything, but knowing when to walk away can save your life. Sometimes the strongest move isn't fighting back, it's choosing peace over pride. But in the streets of Memphis, that choice can be the hardest one to make.